Welcome back to Big Mouth and welcome to Big Mouth Live, the place that has heated, controversial discussions, and it got very heated last night, didn't it? And that's the way I like it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I've just had a wonderful doner kebab, not a doner kebab, a Cypriot kebab, and it was absolutely beautiful. I've got that taste in my mouth, you know. It's absolutely fantastic. If you have a takeaway in Cyprus, it's healthy. Ain't that shitty, greasy McDonald's stuff you have. Bobcat, I thought you died. Where have you been, my friend? Hey, Mickey. Hey, Bobcat. I sent out the search party for you. Bobcat, I love seeing the Suicide Squad in the title. I thought I'd sucker you back in. Yes, good to see you. You've been missing for a couple of streams. I thought you deserted me. I thought I'd upset you. Because you don't know who you're upsetting these days, do you? So, yes, I've been talking to some people, and apparently there's a big cameo in the Suicide Squad. Now, Bobcat, sorry I've been gone, mate. I had overtime at work. No problem at all. Life comes first, doesn't it? Good to see you back, because I genuinely thought you were dead. I thought, you know, Bobcat wouldn't miss a stream, so I thought, it's good to know you're okay. I'm always concerned about my subscribers and my friends. Jonathan, hi Mick. Hi Jonathan, how are you tonight? So yeah, someone's been talking to me. As you know, some of the actors and some other people have seen the finished version of James Gunn's The Suicide Squad, and people have been talking, and apparently there's a big cameo in James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. I don't know who it is. So that's why I kind of did that title for tonight's video. Who is the big cameo in James Gunn's The Suicide Squad? Bobcat, it's Henry Cavill, almost sure of it. Do you know what? If it's Henry Cavill, I will strip off and do a fucking dance, because we've been desperate for that for such a long time. It will be great. But seeing what, you know, you've got the blood sport thing and him shooting Superman with the kryptonite bullet, which I think is a brilliant conceptive conceit by James Gunn. Imagine. How could that play out, though? There's so many scenarios that could play out. That would be sensational. So let's hope that's it. Oh, you missed the great stream last night, Bobcat. Bobcat, there's going to be a scene of him shooting him. Probably could be the opening scene. I mean, imagine that. Imagine that. I'm hoping for that. That would be nuts, wouldn't it? Oh, please make that happen. And at the end, he rounds him up or something. Anyway, right. So you missed the great stream last night, Bobcat. There was arguments. We were all arguing about Zack Snyder. I had a Zack Snyder fan insulting me, insulting Ronnie Dodge. It was a very heated night last night. You missed the good one. Unfortunately, some Zack Snyder fans don't have any manners. Apparently, this Zack Snyder fan thought he'd exposed me. Apparently, this is an echo chamber. How can this be an echo chamber when I love Zack's 3 DC movies and I'm looking forward to the future? How is that an echo chamber? Oh boy, he wouldn't have liked me, old Bobcat. Well, basically, he was talking shit, and then I come up with the fact that they keep on saying that Christopher Reeve's Superman killed Zod and his other Kryptonian villains in Superman 2. He didn't kill them. He chucks them down the side. They're not dead. But they're trying to use that to justify what happened in Man of Steel with Superman breaking Zod's neck. And that's just such a different situation. So it's absolutely ridiculous. Even now, they're on Twitter. Instead of celebrating Zack's new movie, say if Zack Snyder is your favorite director of all time, shouldn't you be celebrating his new movie, right? Bobcat, how does that even work? Exactly. Kavari, Zack is an okay director at best. That's something I wanted to discuss about Zack. Everyone says he's a controversial director. He's not actually a controversial director. Tarantino, controversial director. Mel Gibson, a controversial director. Oliver Stone, a controversial director. Zack Snyder, a controversial director. No. Bobcat, he isn't my favorite director. Listen, I admire him, but he's not my favorite director. Oliver Stone is one of my favorite directors of all time. There's quite a few great directors. From the films I grew up with, obviously Steven Spielberg, George Lucas, these are the legends. I wouldn't put Zack Snyder in a Hall of Fame or anything, but he's very good. He's very good. Bobcat, far from it. Actually, he might be towards the bottom. Well, if you put in all the great directors from the history of filmmaking, he would be down the bottom. Now, in modern day terms, he's one of the better ones because there's not very good directors out there. Not very memorable. Most of these directors won't even be remembered. Who's going to fucking remember Kathy Yan? Come on, let's be honest. Kavari, it seems where every Snyder goes, it's bound to have drama. Yes, Kavari, I don't know if you were in last night, but it was, it got a bit toxic, calling people names. He called my good friend Ronnie Dodge a name, and it wasn't very nice. Bobcat, I like Tarantino. Tarantino is the master. I met him once at a convention. I literally went up for him for a signature, right? He kept me talking for half a fucking hour. The guy is fucking insane in the best way possible. And we did have a little chat about Superman as well. Big Superman fan. Big Superman fan. And I said to him, what kind of Superman film would you make? And he goes, the biggest, craziest fucking shit ever. That's how he talks, isn't it? Kavari, James Wan is a superior director than Snyder. I'm not going to start stating things like that, but what I will say is what he did with Aquaman, along with Walter Hamada, was fantastic. That is such a loyal movie to the Aquaman of the comics, the costume. And I think Momoa was great casting by Snyder. Don't get me wrong. The guy knows how to cast these people. Snyder has done a lot of good things for the DCEU. I wouldn't say different. Bobcat, me. Yeah, but Harley. Yeah. Do you know what? Tarantino would make a great Harley movie. That would be fucking nuts. And she's been in a Tarantino movie, hasn't she? I think. She has, yeah. Not Harley, but Margot Robbie. So Tarantino is the master. Pulp Fiction, what a movie. Kill Bill, both Kill Bills. You know, that's what you call a pioneering fucking director, not Zach. I'm sorry, Zach, I love you, mate, but old Bobcat, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, great movie. Yeah, that's the one. I forgot the title. And Tarantino was nuts in one of my favorite shows, Alias. He played a villain in that TV show, and he was sensational. Kavari, James Wan has a $3 billion movie. How many does Snyder have? Listen, I don't like to judge directors on box office, but you're right. James Wan directed the most successful DC movie in recent times, apart from the Joker movie, and that's not an accident, is it? Why have I done my neck in? Oh my God. Why did your neck in, Mick? But yeah, I have got a lot of time for James Wan. He's producing a Knight Rider movie as well. The guy is brilliant, you know, and I can't wait what he's got in store for us for the Aquaman sequel. James Wan is class. Very talkative during the build-up to Aquaman as well. Face down Grace Randolph about the speech bubbles as well, which was great. Bobcat, I'm actually about to pick up my Harley statue. Wow. Kavari, also Fast 7 and Jurassic Park. Oh, yeah. Did he do Jurassic Park? James Wan? I know he did a Fast movie, didn't he? But James Wan, he's got a lot of fingers in a lot of pies. He's a very talented guy. We were lucky to get him. So, well, you know, we've got some good directors over at DC. Bobcat, starting Man Cave progress. Wow, I can't wait to see that. Make it dark. Sam the Jan reviews. It's going to be Henry Cavill. I hope so, Sam. I really do, because as I've already said, that would make me so excited. I'd be so happy for Henry to be able to do these cameos. If he doesn't get anything else, to do these cameos will be great. I definitely think we're going to see him in Shazam! Fury of the Gods. That's the one I'm pinpointing. But he could be in all the upcoming movies, which is really good and exciting. And cameos take no time to shoot as well. Kavari, James Wan knows how to bring in general audience, unlike Snyder. True. Sam Lejean reviews, if Henry Cavill in it, more people will see it. Well, of course, it'll be a big event. Sam Lejean reviews, he can be in Black Adam. Well, because cameos don't take long to shoot, he can be in every one. That was the rumor a few years back, wasn't it? That he was going to cameo in every movie. So I think that plan is still active because Walter Hamada was there when that rumor came out. Sam Lejean reviews, it could be Batman. Oh, that would be interesting, but probably not because we don't actually have a Batman in the DCE. I know we got Ben Affleck, but I don't think they're going to use Ben Affleck in that movie, but I could be wrong. Who knows? Sam Lejean reviews, Batman is mentioned. By who? It could be absolutely anyone, but it's awesome to hear that, you know, that's happening. Kavari, I hope Henry reached out to Walter because I live him as Superman. He's an awesome Superman. Sam Lejean reviews in the Suicide Squad. He's mentioned in the Suicide Squad, yeah. Bloodsport shoots him with a kryptonite bullet. So if we could actually see that in live action, that, my friends. And someone asked me the other day, what did what do you think is going to be one of the big movies this year? And it's going to be James Gunn's The Suicide Squad, one of the biggest. People want to see James Gunn movies. Bobcat, Justice League is mentioned in The Suicide Squad according to a leak. Harley says, isn't this a job for Batsy and his new friends? Ooh, I didn't see that bit. Ooh. That would be cool, wouldn't it? Sam Lejean reviews, Batman is mentioned as well. The critical stinker, why did the MCU name Captain Marvel 2 The Marvels instead of Captain Marvel 2 The Marvels? Well, first of all, because those characters are going to be heavily involved in the film. Now, obviously, some people think that Brie is being sidelined. She was sidelined in Endgame, wasn't she? So that ongoing theory could be right, but who knows? Sam Lejean reviews, Poison Ivy should be the villain in the Batgirl movie. Bobcat, I think it will be the biggest film this year. Definitely one of them. Ronnie Dodge, hey Mick, sorry I'm late, no problem. Bobcat, she's supposed to be the villain in the Batgirl movie. The critical stinker, we were never given a title. I don't see how you can call this a title. Change. You didn't actually think the generic film title Captain Marvel 2 was going to be the actual title, did you? No, I didn't. Bobcat, hey, Ronnie Dodge. Hey, Bobcat. The critical stinker, Captain Marvel 2 was just a placeholder title. The Marvels is the first official title. Well, that's the title. That's going to be the title. That title will not change. Kavari, let James Gunn write JL2 and James Wan direct. Interesting. Why not? Sam Lejean reviews, I want to see Poison Ivy in the DCEU. Yeah, I think we all do. And I think give it time, and I think you will see that happen. Should be fun, because she's a great character. Pardon me, I didn't actually mind her in Batman and Robin. I thought, I forgot her name now, but I thought she did a great job. Bobcat, agreed, Karari. There's a lot of possibilities of who's going to be in the Suicide Squad. Bobcat, I want a Harley and Ivy romance on the big screen. I'd quite enjoy watching them making love to each other, so I'm not against that at all. Ronnie Dodge, I've heard a rumour. Please take it with a punch of salt. Apparently, Keaton's and Affleck's Batmobiles will be shooting together. You mean they could be on the road together? Maybe they have a bloody race. Imagine that. Maybe they team up. Kavari, what's going on for my home girl Patty Jenkins? Nothing. Very quiet right now. Nothing on Patty Jenkins or her future with the DCEU. And that is under question right now. So we will see. But probably busy. She's got a couple of projects brewing there. So even if she was to do Wonder Woman, that is down the pipeline, isn't it? Bobcat, what if Keaton gets a new armoured suit from Affleck? Oh my God, don't get me excited. You lot are getting me excited. To see those two together would be fucking nuts. I just don't see how they're going to do that. Sam Dejan reviews, will David Ayer direct another DC movie? No. Kavari, who's Deathstroke fighting in The Flash? Keaton's Batman, apparently. Sam Dejan reviews, will we see Jared Leto? Will we see a Jared Leto movie? No. These are things that are part of the Snyderverse that won't be touched upon, I don't think. Maybe they'd have to touch on them. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Jared Leto's Joker could be the cameo in the Suicide Squad. Ronnie Dodge, yeah, take it with a pinch of salt, but that would blow No Way Home out of the water. Oh, yeah, I mean, you know. Don't forget, No Way Home is at the end of this year. The Flash is a year later. So I'm lucky. I'm going to say we're saving the best till last. Bobcat, Leto won't be back. It's unlikely. The critical stinker. Did Gal Gadot get any hate for saying this in 2017? It's very similar to what Brie Larson, Gal Gadot. Either you're a feminist. Oh, you're basically the same bloke, aren't you? Who keeps on coming back. Boring. But you're either a feminist or you're a sexist Wonder Woman. Herself Would Know by Sarah Wrench. Boring. You're just changing your name, aren't you, mate? You're boring. I'm just going to. You're literally the most boringest commenter on here. You're just changing your name to say the same stuff. How many accounts can someone create? Why are you obsessed with that? Why? Sam Dejan reviews. I want to see Jared Leto Joker and Jesse Eisenberg, Lex Luthor together. Never going to happen. Kavarian is the right choice to direct the Flash movie. Andy is the right choice to direct the Flash movie. A lot of time for Andy. He's been getting us hyped up. That Supergirl reveal was awesome. I love Andy Muschietti. Bobcat, I think the Suicide Squad will be loved by everyone. Right. Let's deal with this geezer here. Sorry about that. I'm just dealing with someone. Right, that's it. Sorry about that, everyone. Just dealing with a nuisance because I don't have any moderators. So anyway, where are we? I need to go up a bit because I've missed some of your comments. Right. Kavari, Andy's the right choice. We've read that. Bobcat, I think the Suicide Squad will be loved by everyone. Ronnie Dodge, this guy is like a cool people, a cool PP keep ringing you. yeah, exactly, Ronnie. I've dealt with him for the time being. Sam Zan review, Sasha Calais is playing a different Supergirl. Yes, and we've been talking about that. And even someone on Twitter today was talking about that. And I hope it's the Supergirl that Ronnie theorized it is, because that's going to be awesome. Ronnie Dodge. Where are we? Ronnie Dodge. No Gal Gadot hate on here. Yeah, I've dealt with him. I've got rid of him. Kavari, make some mod. Yeah. Bobcat, I'd be a moderator if you need one. That would be great. I don't even know how you do it. Sam Jam reviews. I want a Black Canary series on HBO Max. Basically, I've reported him and I've timed him out as well because he's been commenting, and this is a different account now because I keep on timing him out. He keeps on creating new accounts. The man's pathetic. Sam Jam reviews. I'm going to go Bobcat. Same Sam. A Black Canary series would be awesome. Ronnie Dodge, yeah, Barbara and Andy's chair competition was funny. Yeah, I was hoping we'd get more of those chairs. Maybe we will. They're definitely creating a good, fun atmosphere instead of this nonsense. I mean, still today on Twitter, negativity. Instead of standing Army of the Dead, they're going on about WB and this and that. They were picking on some bloke from years ago who said the Snyder Cut would never be released, bringing up an old tweet. It's ridiculous. Oh, what did you say? You skipped my Hamada comment. Oh, I missed it. Sorry, because I was trying to time out someone. What did you say about Hamada, Kavari? Yeah, just tell me what you said. Sam Dejan Reviews, you just click on the channel and say add moderator. Right, yeah, I don't know how to do that right now. We'll do it for next time. Sam Dejan Reviews, I got my Dark Knight trilogy 4K yesterday. Wow, I've got that as well. It's awesome, isn't it? Awesome free movies by Christopher Nolan. Nearly forgot the guy's name there. One of the best versions of Batman, Christian Bale, probably is my favourite Batman. Yeah, sorry about that, Kavari. I was focused on timing someone out and reporting them. So if you could tell me what you said about Walter Hamada, that would be great. Scott Edward, what's up? The two-part Alicia episode in season 4 was heartbreaking. Oh, yeah. That was Clark at his darkest. He nearly killed him, but who pulls him off from the edge? Lois Lane herself. A great 2 episodes of Smallville, and R.I.P. Alicia. Sam Dejan Reviews, why isn't Superman Returns on 4K? Do you know what, Sam? I agree with you. And I want a director's cut with the Return to Krypton sequence as well. Spot on. Sam Dejan Reviews, I wish Ben Affleck got a solo movie. He should have before BVS, really. Bobcat, I know we got all this news about The Flash and the Batman, but I'm still more excited for the Suicide Squad. Lol, that's fair enough. That is fair enough. Different strokes for different folks. That's what this platform's all about. We're not an echo chamber. Right now, I can promise you that God's creating another account. Scott Edwards, have you watched Stargirl? Not yet. Today, I did a morning video, a morning live stream. I cooked the chicken. I've got my disabled old father to look after, so unfortunately, I haven't got round to it. Sam Dejan Reviews, why isn't Superman 2 on 4K? No, I just don't know why, to be honest. They will eventually, I'm sure, to do those original Reeve movies in 4K. Jonathan, did you see the Black Adam costume teased by Dwayne Johnson? Yeah, he's got a robe around him. I expect that reveal to happen very soon, Jonathan. Look out for it. Bobcat, I watched the trailer on repeat. I mean, I just love it. Kavari, I have faith in Hamada because he brought on talented directors like James Wan, Matt Reeves, James Gunn, and so much more. Yes, I have faith in Hamada as well. Ronnie Dodge, I'm going to say this. The Flash could be one of the best CBM movies. I was watching an interview with Ezra back Fantastic Beasts 2. He was talking about the multiverse. Yeah, that video was awesome. And I kind of get the suspicion he knew about the plan then because he was talking multiverse before it was announced. Very passionate lad, and I'm very much looking forward to the Flash movie or Flashpoint or whatever the final title is going to be. Just the fact that we've got Keaton's Batman and Supergirl in this movie, let alone Affleck as well. It's amazing that Affleck agreed to do it, but that just goes to show you, doesn't it? So I think there's nothing to be negative about unless you're that biased for the other kind of iteration of the DCEU. I think the future looks very, very bright. Scott Edwards, do you think The Flash will really feel like Barry's movie? Yes, Scott. There's a lot of things in it, but the film will be led by, it's his movie. But he's just going to interact with people because he changes the timeline, and he has to reboot it again to put things back so he can go back to his own Earth. So it's like Gulliver's Travel in a way. He meets all these different people. Ronnie Dodge, I want to see if Ezra will have his Justice League hair or a little longer. I think everything's going to be different. Sam Dejan reviews. Will the Justice League be in the Flash? Yes, I think it will be. That's my opinion anyway. I've always believed, because of the graphic novel, because they kind of do that in the animated Flashpoint Paradox as well, don't they? So I expect that, yes. So it's a very exciting movie, that's for sure. A movie they're going to throw everything at. I have no doubt about that. Bobcat, I know I've said it before, but I think The Suicide Squad will end up being my favourite movie of all time. If they do Harley right alone, it's already up there. I'm really excited for it. I feel they get what I saw of it. They get what you want to get right. I didn't have any issue with the film. Sam Dejan reviews. Will Martian Manhunter appear? I don't know. He's Snyder's boy, so probably not. Ronnie Dodge. I still think The Flash will open with the League dealing with a crime, and then they go back to Barrage and Barry discuss something. His mum with Bruce. Probably, yes, I think so. Scott Edwards. Doesn't Zack Snyder's Justice League fit into the canon? No. Zack said it himself, Scott, that the studio have told him that Zack Snyder's Justice League Snyder Cut isn't canon and Justice League is. But because Flashpoint's going to reboot the whole universe, none of it matters because nothing will be canon. It won't be forgotten, it will be remembered, but we'll be going forward with a new future. And I think with some of the movies we've had so far, I think it's the best thing to just decanonize everything and just kind of reboot the universe and move forward. I don't want Justice League to be canon. They're going to fix their mistakes in this movie. This is really what this movie is about. And I said, when we were fighting for the Snyder Cut, I was saying Flashpoint is the best thing to do. Ronnie Dodge. I mean, they go back to the Batcave and then Barry and Bruce have a discussion about their parents, and that leads to Barry to go back in time. I have heard rumours that kind of echo that theory, Ronnie, and it's solid, isn't it? Jonathan, I hope Michael Keaton gets a lot of screen time in The Flash. I think he will. I think that's the Batman. He's taking the Thomas Wayne's character's place, so you will see a lot of him in it because he's the selling point as well, don't forget. So, yes, Jonathan, I agree with you. I hope that too, and I think that's the case. Definitely. And I think they've been shooting his scenes first as well. So, but very soon they will start shooting Sash's Supergirl, which is exciting. Ronnie Dodge, Michael Keaton is a co-star, definitely. Yes, definitely. He's a co-star. It was a great idea. Scott Edwards, I hope Supergirl gets a lot of screen time. So do I, Scott, because we need a really good Supergirl. We haven't had one since '84's Supergirl movie. And I certainly prefer her to the version we got in Arrowverse. So, yes, I agree. We need an awesome Supergirl. Bobcat, all right, be right back. Going to pick up my statue. Okay, let us see it when you bring it back. Which means we're probably going to lose a viewer very shortly. But don't panic. Is only Bobcat going to get his statue? There you go, 6. At least we know we haven't been deserted by anyone else yet. So there's a lot to be excited about. Sam Dejan reviews. I want Henry Cavill and Sasha Calle together. That will be magic. Let's see what happens. Nobody knows what they're planning, Scott Edwards, Melissa makes good Supergirl. Writing is the issue. Yeah, unfortunately, it's the way it goes sometimes. You get cast for a project, but the intentions and motivations are wrong, and that hurts you as a performer. That's sad, Scott, but I'm afraid it's the way it is. But there are many, many people who love, what's her name again? Mel Benoist as Supergirl. So she's got her fans, but unfortunately, the people who run these things have got to get their shit together. It's been cancelled. It's ending. It's the end. And I think she got so many seasons as well, considering. The ratings were never that good. I mean, the show was cancelled over on, the original channel. Jonathan, what do you think of Supergirl in Smallville? I think she's fantastic. I like the interactions, especially the first time we see her, the interactions with Clark. I think she's really good. I think because of the writer's strike, we didn't get the kind of plan that they had, but she still did really well, so I liked her. I certainly think they did better with her on Smallville than they did on the Supergirl show. Ronnie Dodger, I definitely think Ezra will nail the emotional scenes. He had some great scenes in Fantastic Beasts. Oh, yeah. The darkness of his character, the journey of his character. Ezra Miller is one of the great young actors of this generation, and there's no question about that. And he's very well thought of over at Warner Brothers, that's for sure. I even feel maybe he was cast by Warner Brothers rather than Zack Snyder, because he's a favourite over there at WB. So Ezra is excited. We're excited. Andy and Barbara are excited. And let's just see what they've got to unwrap for us, because that's very, very exciting. From the moment I heard about the multiverse strategy, I was like, yeah, this is the way to go. This is the way to sort things out, because they don't want Snyder. Whether we want him or not, that's the decision they've made. We are going to move forward. Some people will boycott. Some people like me won't boycott. That's the way it is, isn't it? Everyone has a right to make their decisions without being pressured. Either way, whatever way you look at it. Love is the sweetest thing. Jonathan, one of my favourite characters in Smallville was Zatanna. She was great. She was awesome, wasn't she? Smallville referenced so many DC characters. Actually, Smallville referenced more DC characters than the DCEU has, which is staggering, really. And good versions of those characters as well. They got it right, every single one. And I bet you any money, by the time we finish with Impulse on The Flash, the Impulse we got on Smallville will be better than the Impulse we get in Arrowverse. Ronnie Dodge, I did get a Flash movie t-shirt from Fandom last year. Has Barry's new suit and Keaton's Batman on it. Wow. I haven't even seen the new suit. Kavari, I will say Ezra was great in the Snyder Cut. Just epic. Oh, he was very, very good. Yeah, he was brilliant. Much better than he was in Justice League. But I still think he was quite good in Justice League, but obviously a bit overly comical. But I did like him. He was all right. I think it's time for some air conditioning. But yeah, Ezra is brilliant. I'm looking forward to see what he's going to give us in the Flash movie. It is his movie after all. So we'll see. We'll see. Next November, December time, isn't it? So it's a big date. It's a year after Spider-Man No Way Home. It's going to be interesting to see what the better movie is. Most people will say No Way Home, but No Way Home could absolutely be a disaster, so that'll be interesting. No Way Home is very interesting because if it doesn't have all the cameos and appearances that the rumours are saying, people are going to be pissed. But we know Doc Ock's in there anyway. Ronnie Dodge, DC fandom is creeping towards us, yes, a few months' time. Where are we now? June, July, August. Yeah, about 4 months' time. So it's exciting, Ronnie. There's going to be some big stuff. That's a huge event. And the whole DC fandom will be very excited for that. Jonathan, the character I did not like in Smallville was Darkseid. Well, listen, they didn't have the budget for him. They shouldn't have done Darkseid. They didn't have, they couldn't do the CGI. They did Dark Side Lionel, which was a fucking mistake. So not only did you mess up Lionel's appearance in the finale, but you did Dark Side Lionel, and it was terrible. It was terrible. They didn't have the budget to do it. I like their ideas, him being behind the scenes and stirring all this trouble up, and people wanting to stop heroes and stopping the Justice League and all that. They were good little story points. But in terms of him himself, they didn't have the budget. They didn't have the budget to do it, Jonathan. So it's a bit like Doomsday. They didn't have the budget to do Doomsday, but at least the human version and the Davis Bloom version was pretty cool. Ronnie Dodge, most of the fandom will be excited apart from a certain group. Yeah, they're going to be bitching, aren't they? But that's up to them, isn't it? That's up to them. At the end of the day, this is the way it is. I love Zack's movies. I always say that because there's a lot of dim people about who don't get that. But we're moving forward now. We're moving forward. Zack's movies will always be there to enjoy. But this is the direction we're going in now. There's nothing no one can do about that. You feel it in the water now that this is happening. We're moving on. This is happening. This is the plan. Sam the Jan reviews, will The Flash make $2 billion? No. And if it does, I'll be happy to be wrong. But no, why would The Flash make $2 billion? It could reach $1 billion, but $2 billion? No way. First of all, it has to be a good movie. It has to tick the boxes for people. Sam the Jan reviews, what did WB have against Henry Cavill? Why won't they give him a sequel? Well, it's complicated. It's been complicated ever since Man of Steel. And there's complications and there's situations there that we don't know about. Sam the Jan reviews, it could be Infinity War. Okay, then. Jonathan, do you think, I do think sometimes, Ronnie Dodge, that recently said that Warner Brothers have said goodbye to him. So I think fans should move on and embrace the multiverse. They're not going to do that, Ronnie, though, are they? Yes, but he's been booted out in his rear. It's the end. Sad. But his fans, his diehard fans, have chosen not to celebrate Army of the Dead, but keep on being negative. So up to them, isn't it? They come up with a lot of propaganda, a lot of agendas, and a lot of it isn't even true. So it's funny how they think they could run a studio better than Warner Brothers. Interesting, isn't it? But you can't. You don't have a clue how to run a studio. Oh, Zack has been very clear that he's not wanted, sadly. I mean, the guy made 3 DC movies. Some directors would kill to be able to do that. And he did them his own way. So I think he should cherish that. He's nearly 60. You know, that's a great achievement. That's saying great for his CV, for sure. Ronnie Dodge, Warner Brothers have been making movies before most of these fans were born. Exactly. Obviously, different people have run Warner Brothers. So when we say Warner Brothers, we've got to remember that different, the studio has had different leadership for its existence, obviously. So the people who were there when the DCEU started are not there anymore. So it's important to reference that. It's no good just saying WB, WB, WB. So the studio has new leadership now with a new plan. That's the way the cookie crumbles, unfortunately. I just feel for them because they can't accept it. I mean, if they do kill off Batfleck or he vanishes or something, they are going to go fucking nuts, aren't they? Fucking nuts. But you're right, Ronnie. They're experienced people. Everyone makes mistakes, don't they? Jeff Hill, the dialogue in Army of the Dead was cringy as fuck. Do you know what? I don't take notice about things like that, Jeff. I respect your opinion, of course. As I said, the first 3 quarters were fantastic. I enjoyed them, but you don't kill off your best characters and keep your worst character alive. Ronnie Dodge, they're going to go nuts anyway. This is Ben's last movie as Batman. Then they're boycotting a movie where the Batman is the one they claim they love, but they want to boycott that movie. But of course, they're not really going to boycott that movie. Batfleck's in it, baby. No one's boycotting that movie. And they don't have the strength in numbers to cause any damage to the Flash movie. Because the mainstream are certainly going to watch it. The marketing will be raw up there. So get ready. Get ready. Get ready for a smooth ride for the new era of the DC Extended Universe. We are going to get it all. And I, for one, are very, very excited about that. Ronnie Dodge, I can't wait for Friday when I live where I live in Kent. We have a brand new cinema opening. Wow! Where's that? Is that near Bromley High Street? It's my manor, dude. Me and my bros used to go up there and do PP. You don't want to know what PP is. This generation of people wouldn't appreciate PP. But I'm sure you can work it out. No, I live in Stickenborn now, mate. Okay, yeah. I was from Bromley, Kent. My manor. No one come into Bromley unless I let them. I put my gangster glasses on and I went, no way. No way you coming in my town, man, because I'm the gangster. Ronnie Dodge, I live near Faversham. Oh, Faversham, yeah. I don't know it that well, but I've heard of it. These American people in this chat saying, what are they talking about, man? What the fuck is Faversham, man? I'm from the United States of America, the land of the free. Ronnie Dodge, ha 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 ha. It's good to be British, isn't it? There's something unique about being British. Pints, only fools and horses, 40 Towers, EastEnders. Okay, not everything's good, but it's unique to us, isn't it? Look, you know what? I watched the first episode of The Crown last night. Interesting. Ronnie Dodge, our sarcasm. Oh, yeah. Because you know what, right? And you'll notice it with American sitcoms. Their wit's really dry. No offense to any Americans watching. That's why Friends surprised me when I first started watching it, because the Friends humor is sarcastic, like the British sitcoms, where normally it's very, very dry and they say a joke and people laugh, but it's not funny. But Friends was different. They had sarcasm. Yeah, our sarcasm is the best. The best. Sarcastic humor is the best, but American wit is very dry. Kavari, did you see the Batman sculpture? I swear to God, it's the best bat suit ever. Oh, yeah, it's beautiful. It's stunning, isn't it? They are going full on for that movie. That's a big movie. That's a huge movie. Warner Brothers are really excited about that movie, I can tell you. They don't give a shit about crime people. They know that things like the Suicide Squad and the Batman are on point. When you've got Matt Reeves, when you've got James Gunn, you have absolutely nothing to fucking worry about. These people are saying, what have they got without Snyder? James Gunn, Matt Reeves. Come off it. A Superman movie. You know, Ronnie Dodge, when we have the panel of the Batman at Fandom, I hope all the cast are there. Oh, yeah, that would be awesome. I expect that. I expect that to be the case. I think all the panels will have the cast there because I think all the films would have finished shooting by then anyway. So, yes, it's going to be a very, very epic event. Can't wait. Can't wait. It's going to be amazing. Going to be awesome. DC fans with basically fandom every year now have got something to look forward to. We've got an active live action universe. It is very, very exciting. And they're hyping us up. And it's awesome. And fandom is the place to hype us up. And I can't wait. Ronnie Dodge, you can imagine Keaton at the Flash panel. Internet will break. So what we're going to do for fandom, obviously, now that I know I can go live, unless I've been disqualified or expelled or anything, we will cover fandom for as many hours on this channel as possible. So I don't think I could do it for the whole, however long it is, but certainly I will be here to cover things and to recap on things. So please join me for DC Fandom here on Big Mouth when we eventually get there, because it's the hugest event in the DC calendar, a new event, second year of it. And last year, I didn't know I could go live, so I didn't go live during it, which is a shame, because that would have been awesome. But this year, we are covering fandom in its entirety, hopefully. Ronnie Dodge, you can imagine Keaton at the Flash panel. Internet will break. Oh, yeah, that's what we want. I love the way Keaton always says, I'm Batman. He always does it. I think he was somewhere and someone said, please say I'm Batman. And he said it. People go nuts when he says it. Nightjaw, hello there. How is everyone? We're all right, Nightjaw. How are you doing? Any questions, any comments? Don't be shy to put them down. Because we are family. And like any good family, we evict any outcasts. So I got rid of one on here tonight. So if people misbehave, they get booted out. I don't care what this bloke thinks of Gal Gadot. I don't care. I'm not interested. I'm only interested if you want to talk about her in Wonder Woman, right? That's my interest in Gal Gadot. I mean, obviously, I have some carnal fantasies about the lady, but that's for another video. Imagine waking up next to Gal Gadot. Oh, I can't. You are Ronnie Dodge. When he was in Homecoming and doing fight scenes with Tom Holland, he always say, I'm Batman. MCU lost out again. Yes, I mean, he is involved. I think he's going to be involved with the MCU a little bit. I think he's going to be in the other one with Jared Leto, isn't he? So he has got some involvement, but it's exciting. Jeff, I don't know what Jeff Hill. I don't know what all that's about, my friend. But do you mind not talking shit like that? That's nuts. Why would you post that? Why would you post that? I don't get it. Do it again. I'm going to have to time out you, my friend. Ronnie Dodge. Michael Keaton is home, in my opinion. Oh, absolutely. He belongs with DC. Ronnie Dodge back at DC. Yeah, totally agree. Some people just can't help themselves, can they? A lack of intelligence. A lack of intelligence. Must be from living underground in a bunker or something. But you know they don't like that language, don't you? You know that, don't you? I don't know what you're talking about. Kavari Fando will be fired this year. Oh, yes. It's going to be awesome. Ronnie Dodge, yeah, I can't wait to see the whole Flash cast doing interviews together. Going to be so funny. Oh, yeah, it's going to be awesome. I cannot wait to have this whole event with all these panels, all these production teams and casts there or whatever. It's going to be rad. It's going to be radical, man. Nigel, personally love Gal Gadot, especially the accent. Oh, Mick, you're such a good lover. I wish my husband was as good as you. Let's not talk about your husband, Gal. Come back to bed. Oh, Mick, of course. You are better than those Hollywood actors. So much better, Mick. I will get you lots of work in Hollywood. Oh, Gal, I think I better service you some more and reward you. Kavari, will the Snyder fans support Fandom? No. Well, maybe they may have this fantasy that they'll get an announcement there, so maybe they will, and then they'll hate on it after nothing happens. Some of their YouTube channels will start spreading shit about an announcement or something. I don't know if you can remember that that year at Comic-Con when Zach actually drove to San Diego, not the convention, and they all started saying Zack Snyder was going to turn up and announce the Snyder Cut, which of course never happened. Nightjaw, I think depending what's there. Well, it's not going to be anything Snyder-based anyway, is it? I mean, look at the... I mean, who knows? You could have something there. Things change. We do have new ownership. They will take control next year. But of course, Fandom happens before Discovery take over, so unlikely. But we could have a Superman panel at Fandom for the new Superman. Tanashi Coates may be there. The new actor playing Superman may be there. Ronnie Dodge, yeah, hoping the Flash panel will be half an hour this time or more. Awesome, hope so. Nightjaw, I think depending what's there. Oh, yeah, I've read that. Ronnie Dodge, well, apparently they're planning to do a release the aircut hashtag the day after the Suicide Squad. Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing a hashtag. I support release the haircut anyway, but you know, people are going to be hyped for that movie. So, will it even be that popular? Jeff Hill, box office prediction for Blue Beetle. I think you're looking at around 500 million, unless it's better than we think it is. And I think 500, 600 million will be a great kind of return for a film like that. Who knows? Blue Beetle made cameo in Flashpoint. Jeff Hill, that's pretty optimistic, is it? I'm an optimistic kind of fella. A lot of people want to see a Blue Beetle movie. A lot of people like Blue Beetle. You'll be surprised. The audience and the diehard DC fans that have been reading comics all their life have been ignored since the inception of the DCEU. And those people want to see these type of films. So that's important to them. So I think I'm not overly optimistic. I'm being realistic there, actually. Nigel, personally, I'm hoping there is something Snyderverse there, but I'm not going to judge Fandom in its entirety if it doesn't. They still may show good things outside of it. Doom Patrol. Yeah, Doom Patrol will be there. things like that. You know, get excited for Doom Patrol, get excited for Titans, things like that. Ronnie Dodge, I definitely think we will get casting for Blue Beetle and Zatanna for fandom. Oh, definitely. Very exciting. Very. Ronnie Dodge, to be honest, I want to see other characters, not just the Trinity. Well, obviously, the Trinity are very important, so I always want the Trinity there. But you're right, I want to see other characters brought into the DC Extended Universe as well. But, you know, the Trinity have got to be there, but we want other characters represented as well. And to be fair to the Trinity, they haven't been represented enough in live action. Jeff Hill, do you have a fan cast for Joker in Reverse? Well, my fantasy would obviously be Joaquin Phoenix, which is very unlikely. I'd rather this time have an unknown Joker. Actually, I'll tell you who I'd love. The kid from Gotham. If the kid from Gotham was the Joker in Matt Reeves' universe, I'll be very, very happy. Because that kid is one of the best performers I have ever seen. He may be my favourite Joker. That's how deep I'm going at this. He was amazing. So that would make me happy. Leroy Kong, hello, sorry I'm late. Hopefully we hear good news about DC. We need the Trinity. We certainly do. We need to see as many characters represented well as possible. And we've got a great lineup to come in the next couple of years, so I'm really excited. Obviously, they can't unleash every single DC character in 5 minutes, but we hope that the future sets us to a more happy place where all fans, movie-going fans and DC fans, can be happy with what's to come in the future. You shouldn't just service one lot of people. Nigel, would love to see a Joker sequel, but don't think the actor does sequels. He doesn't normally. He was making noises about not, both him and Todd, but then they said, well, they've got an idea. So, and apparently some publications have said that it's in development. Ronnie Dodge, definitely agree, having the Trinity at the forefront, but other characters need some live action. Love, of course. Of course, this is what we're going to have going forward, and that's why we're getting Blue Beetle, right? And I hope we go back to doing Plastic Man as well, because I certainly loved him in Batman the Brave and the Bold, so if he can be as interesting as that, and awesome and as fun, that's cool. But I definitely get your point, Ronnie, definitely. Ronnie Dodge, Mark Wahlberg said he'd never do sequels. He is now. Yeah, you can't. Look, I told you a billion times before, J.J. Abrams said he wasn't doing The Force Awakens till he was. Do you think J.J. Abrams will become a fade of DC? Jeff, no, I don't think that's the intention from anyone, and I don't think he could do the job successfully anyway. I think I think you've got to understand the comics, not just Superman, not just Batman, but you've got to have what you've got to have is a balance. You've got to be like Feige, who is he knows the comics, but he's also a very good producer and a good businessman and a corporate man as well. You need that in your locker. So J.J. Abrams is a talented filmmaker. He's not a bad corporate guy either. I just don't think he has the knowledge of DC. Nightjaw, although personally I would love it if they did like a Darkseid film or a Mr. Freeze film. Mr. Freeze would be awesome. Obviously, a Darkseid kind of movie, kind of in DC Black or DC Dark, would be sensational. And definitely Ray Porter doing the voice. Ray Porter fucking killed it. One of my favourite things of the Snyder Cut was Darkseid, so love to see him back again. Mr. Freeze, I think. We haven't had a live-action Mr. Freeze, right? Oh, we have, haven't we? We had Arnie Schwarzenegger, but I mean a proper live-action. Oh, and in Gotham we had one as well, didn't we? Ronnie Dodge, I love Brenton Nightwing series from Titan. I think Brenton is amazing. I really like him. I really do. I think he's a wonderful young actor and doing a fine job. Lots of time for Brenton. So come to the stream, Brenton. We're giving you love, mate. And bring your hot co-stars with you. Somebody save me. Jeff Hill. What villain do you want to see in Batman 2 and Batman 3? Well, that's a good one, actually. It's a very good question, Jeff. I'm just trying to think what ones we can have. I think Mr. Freeze would be pretty good. I think, listen, it's clear that he's going to bring Joker in. Joker may even be in the Batman. Who knows? Ronnie Dodger, I loved his Nightwing, and I think he's a great Dick Grayson. I can't believe they're holding that up for review. That's ridiculous. So, yeah, I think Mr. Freeze would be awesome. I think, I'm just trying to think who else is in there. What's that one? Faust. Who's that? Faust. Felix Faust, is it? Scarecrow would be awesome. Yeah, Scarecrow would be awesome. But I think he's already got his arc planned. He's probably going to use a lot of the characters because he's got multiple villains in the Batman. So they're probably going to figure in the other two movies as well. But I think it's going to be more than a trilogy. I think there's going to be a bigger, expansive universe at play. I want to see an awesome Two-Face. Now, I did like Two-Face in The Dark Knight, but I would like to see him again, but not killed off, a proper villain, because actually his arc is brilliant. I mean, his arc was brilliant in The Dark Knight. I think it was questionable to kill him off, and I know why Nolan did it, because of what he did at the end of the film, which really works. But I think if you're running a long, a universe with longevity, you would want him to, to have more to do. Nitro, I would say The Court of Owls, but I'm not sure how a film about them could work. I think Nitro, that's a good call. I would love to see them do an extensive kind of Court of Owls. Obviously, it will probably take more than one film. Maybe Reeves is going to do that and feed them into all the movies. So that would be interesting, wouldn't it? Definitely. So, yes, the Batman, I think, is going to do some interesting stuff. Ronnie Dodge, what do you want to see in the next trailer for the Batman? I want to see the Riddler again revealing something to Bruce Wayne about his parents. They were part of it. Your parents are not the people you thought they were. You need to know the truth, Bruce. But something like that, more interaction with is it Catwoman and Bruce Wayne, maybe more fighting as well and some action. I want to see the Batmobile close up because I haven't really had a close look at that as well. Yes, it's just some neat action, some more Riddler, Bruce Wayne stuff or Batman stuff. Golden. No, I tell you what I want. Alfred. We only heard Alfred's voice in the trailer. I want to see him. Leroy Kong, again, I think the Snyderverse can work in the multiverse as Earth 55. It could work, yes. It could work in that way, in that sense, yes. Steel reboot. I didn't realise they'd ever done a Steel movie. Ronnie Dodge, definitely more of a Batmobile and see Andy's Alfred. Yeah, we need to see Andy's Alfred, and obviously I'm fascinated by this new Batmobile because everything about this film is a work in progress. So it's gonna get to the stuff that we know and love by the third film and beyond. So that's very exciting. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome, man. It's gonna kick butt. How can you not look forward to the Batman? How can you not? Kavari, Leroy Kong, you and your friend have been disrespectful of Walter Hamada. Why should he greenlight it? It's a point. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Jeff Hill, did Snyder F up by doing BVS instead of MOS2? Well, I think him and the studio dived into BVS too quickly. How can you have a Batman-Superman crossover before Batman gets his movie and we set him up properly? So, yes, the answer is yes to that. Yes. Kavari now leaves a question mark. Ronnie Dodge, I definitely think Batman will have another suit in this movie. but that's a guess. Maybe he'll have a different suits for different situations. I mean, we saw Snyder give Superman all these different suits when he went into the spaceship in the Snyder Cut, so that could happen. And I think in the comics he has got different versions in the Batcave. In fact, if I remember rightly, didn't Tim Burton's Batman have different suits? Or am I wrong about that? I think this is going to be a very, very faithful comic book Batman movie. Kavari, you have one dislike. Who's the hater? Who knows? Well, it's probably a husband of a woman I slept with or something like that, or a boyfriend or whose girlfriend I slept with. You've got to deal with these things when you're a gigolo and Casanova like me. Leroy Cohn, Water Armada sucks. His plan will not work. This is the truth. DC films will be dead without the Snyderverse. Jeff Hill, over under 50%, the Eternals will be nominated for the Best Picture at the Oscars. It's irrelevant, Jeff. It's irrelevant. It will be a forgettable movie. Ronnie Dodd, I'm just thinking Keaton's Alfred is not around anymore. Yes, that's true. So I don't know what they'll do about that, but it's Flashpoint. So they could kind of bring someone in. But that's a shame because he was a great Alfred. I really loved that guy. You see, basically, Jeff, it will be nominated because an Asian lady's directed it. That's the only reason. It's nothing. It's going to be nothing to do with the quality of the film. This is the environment we're in now. Who's your fave Alfred? I think it's got to be Michael Caine. It's got to be Michael Caine. Although the guy in Gotham, the Gotham series was pretty awesome. But I think Michael Caine is brilliant. I mean, I love Jeremy Irons as an actor. You need to go and see Dead Ringers. He's amazing in that film. He plays a couple of twin brothers. It's nuts. But yeah, Michael Caine is my favourite. Ronnie Dodge, DC was here before the Snyderverse, and it will carry on without him. Sorry, Leroy. Kavari, Leroy Kong, and that's why Walter will never greenlight anything Snyder related because you have been toxic. Oops. Jeff Hill, dude, she's a good director. Nomadland is a great movie. I liked Nomadland, actually. It was a good, solid movie. It's not one of the best films I've ever seen. In terms of these days, it's okay. At least it's something different than what we normally see. She's not a bad director, but just because she's not a bad director, Jeff, it doesn't mean she should win an Oscar. You know why she's being nominated for the film. We all know how this works now. They're being stipulated that they have to be kind of inclusive with their nominations. We know how it works. Why do you think Black Panther got nominated for all those Oscars? Because it was the best film ever? Of course not. Kavari, Leroy Kong, Shazam, Aquaman, Joker, work. True. Leroy Kong, Kavari, you are the one who is toxic. You do not scare me one bit. The Hamada-verse will fail. I don't think Kavari is attempting to scare you, Leroy. He's trying to have although a bit of a heated, controversial point he's making. The passion. Snyder causes a divide and passion. Somehow this guy, he's not even a controversial director. He isn't. His films are not actually that controversial. Jeff Hill, Leroy, Hamada is bringing DCEU back after Jeff Johns effed it up to the ground. Leroy is under pressure in the chat. Under pressure. What is your response, Leroy Kong? Ronnie Dodge, I love Michael Caine's Alfred, and also I like Jeremy Irons' Alfred in the Snyder Cut. Yeah, he was great in BVS, and he was great in the Snyder Cut. Look, Jeremy Irons is fucking fantastic, and he needs a medal for nearly knocking out Joss Whedon on the set of Justice League as well. You don't mess around with Jeremy Irons. Jeremy Irons is, royalty. Leroy Kong, Zack Snyder is the greatest ever. I'm not under no pressure. Nothing scares me. Nobody's trying to scare you, Leroy. Take some deep breaths. No one's trying to scare you. It's just a difference of opinion. It's not intimidation. You know, we're not doing a Grant and Phil Mitchell. All right, Leroy. Yeah, mate. Yeah. You know, we're not doing that. I'm not. I like Zack Snyder's DC movies. You know that. But I'm also excited for the future. And also, Leroy, I don't think you've got any justification to not like Walter Hamada. Really? You don't know him? Jeff Hill, sick of Snyder drones that don't support DC just because Snyder is gone. Bro, we've got Joker and Aquaman and Shazam under Hamada. Exactly, Jeff. I totally agree. Not necessarily about calling Snyder fans Snyder drones, but you make a good point about Aquaman and Joker and Shazam were all very good comic book movies. Ronnie Dodge, Snyder is not the problem. It's the fans being a pain in the ASS. Yes, I agree. And by the way, a disclaimer, I'm a Snyder fan. There are a lot of great Snyder fans. We're just talking about the Snyder fans that take it a bit too far, not the kind of fully rounded fan base, just to make that clear. Because I fought for the Snyder Cut. A lot of Snyder fans follow me, good Snyder fans, and I respect those people. Ronnie Dodge, no to Joss Whedon, never mess with a Brit. Yeah, don't mess with us Brits, Joss. We're not like pussies like you Americans. We're hard, mate. We grew up in the streets of London. Yeah, we're gangsters, mate. We were brought up by the Cray twins and the Mitchells. Yeah. And Nick Cotton. Ma, can you bring the Bible next time you visit me in jail? Oh, my Nick, you found God. No, you stupid bitch. It's good quality loot paper. Best gags and EastEnders ever. Anyway, Leroy Kong, they have no future. The Hamadaverse will not work. You are all wrong about me. Nothing scares me. WB will fail. Yeah, I'm speechless after that. We have about 13 minutes for the live stream to go, so please get your comments in. Buckle up and get ready for a very rough landing. As we hit the descent of the end of the video in 13 minutes. So, yes, do sit down, buckle up. Don't be those annoying twats that keep on walking to the toilet when I'm about to land the fucking plane. Leroy, I think the Hamadaverse is going to make billions. Jeff Hill, if all the DC fans behaved like you, Leroy, DC would be dead and we just have Marvel. Jeff Hill, we need to support DC, and I do. Obviously, Jeff, when these films come out, I will judge them on merit. If I like them, I will say I like them. If I don't like them, obviously, I will be honest, but I will be constructive and not toxic about it. And I think as long as everyone does that, instead of having biases, it's cool. So I wouldn't support DC blindly if they kept on putting out shit. If the next 4 movies and 3 HBO Max projects are crap, in my opinion, I will say that, and I won't support their direction. But if these things are awesome and I like them, I will say they're awesome. I suppose I'm just a balanced guy. But at this moment in time, I'm excited for what they're going to do, because it's clear they couldn't continue with Snyder. I think we all know that. You know, look, I made a great... This is actually... I'm not going to read any comments until I say this, right? So listen up, everyone. I went onto Twitter and TikTok today, and I said this. Right. So these days, creatives just say, we're going to make a film, and we don't give a shit if you like it or not. We're going to bash you over the head with the commentary. We don't care. Now, in the 80s, Steven Spielberg wanted to make a film about his life as a young boy being brought up by his mother. His parents were divorced. So basically, what he thought about was, but the audience are not going to watch a film like this on this merit. So he came up with the idea of having it about a young boy, a young Steven Spielberg, who he named Elliot, obviously, making friends with a friendly alien. So you see the mentality there. Spielberg had to find a way to bring the audience to the story in the film, where people like Snyder and modern-day creatives don't care how you feel about stuff. They're going to do whatever they're going to do because they're making films for themselves and not for the consumer. How can you be in a consumer business and not think about the consumer? And that's the problem. Ronnie Dodge, some Snyder fans like you, Mick, are great, but it's when they get personal and attack the family of Walter Hamada or Toby. Yeah, that Toby is just wrong. It is wrong. Ronnie Dodge, turbulence incoming low. Yes, definitely. This message is held for review. Leroy Kong, I don't behave anyway. I will continue to spread positivity and love towards Zack Snyder. There is no law against that. I say screw all you Snyder haters. You do not scare me one bit. WB will fail. Exactly. I don't think anyone's a Snyder hater. Jeff Hill, we're not snap. Come on, Jeff. There's no need for that. You could reply by saying, listen, just take my advice. Listen, just take my advice. Just say, we're not Snyder haters, Leroy. That's it. You don't have to name call and things like that. There's no need for that. Jeff Hill, we just don't want WB to burn to the ground because Snyder isn't there anymore. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. That's a good point, Jeff. And I don't. I want to see, I'm a DC fan, right? And actually, I'm a Warner Brothers fan, have been all my life. I want to see a DC universe we can all be proud of. Not just Snyder fans, but mainstream audiences and hardcore DC fans that have been buying these comics all their lives. And I suspect a great many people who support Snyder's DC films haven't been following DC for 20, 30 years and, don't live and breathe DC, right? That's how I see it anyway. That doesn't mean they shouldn't be fans and they shouldn't be involved, but their priority and narrative is Snyder. It's not for the best of DC. Jeff Hill, Big Mouth, you think the transfer of WB to Discovery is a good sign? I think it's a pretty positive direction, better than being under AT&T. Well, listen, Jeff, let's start from the beginning. AT&T were a group of desperados. I think they brought the company so they could sell it. I think they planned this all along. They're a debt-ridden company. I didn't believe that at first, but it's obviously true. So I think this was their plan all along. And yes, I think it's a very good move for Discovery to own WB. They're a very good company. They've been very successful. And David Zaslav is a very clever executive, and him being the CEO of this WB Discovery merger is very good. And I think it's very exciting times for DC fans as well. So, yes, absolutely great. Leroy Kong, Zack Snyder got all the DC characters right. He's a true DC fan. Jeff Hill, Zack Snyder isn't the end all be all lol. And look, I agree with you, Jeff, but unfortunately, there's people who see it differently. Jeff Hill, there are plenty of great directors out there. Some will do it worse than Snyder, some will do it better. That's true. Listen, I like his style. I don't dislike him. I like his DC movies, but yeah, I don't pray to Zack Snyder every night or anything like that. But yes, I think Jeff there makes a good point. But unfortunately, some Snyder fans haven't got any balance to their discussions. And of course, Snyder likes that. He has got this fandom. No director has got the fandom that he has, right? Not even people like Quentin Tarantino. And I mean, it's just nuts. I think it's the disenfranchised people who are kind of following Snyder, and it's not just about movies to these people. They're following him. They support him at all costs. They eat, drink, and shit Zack Snyder, and that's their business, of course. Ronnie Dodge, I like Snyder, but we are allowed to support these amazing upcoming projects. If you're not, that's fine. I think that's a very balanced response, Ronnie, and I respect it. Yes, that's exactly how I feel, of course. And I will always cherish what Zack's brought to DC because I think it is something beautiful and very unique. Not for everyone, of course. And now we're moving forward without him. That's sad that he can't finish his arc. But there is, of course, a positive way to fight for his arc. Hashtag the Snyderverse and restore the Snyderverse and say what you love about Zack and his movies instead of being toxic and negative. There is a positive way of doing this. Jeff Hill, you watch John Campea. I used to watch John all the time. I got a bit bored of him in the end. But yeah, I used to. I used to like the other guy I like the guy he's on there with. I forgot, although sometimes he annoys me. What's his name? He's got a three-barrel name. I forgot it. He's an old guy, but he's got his own channel now. He's kind of interesting. He's one of Robert Meyer Burnett. That's right, Jeff Hill. Yeah. I like Robert mostly. Obviously, not all his takes are great, and he's one of these who's I've been involved with the industry and I know it all, blah. But yeah, they're interesting people, but I haven't actually listened to what they have to say for a while. The problem with Campier, he's such a Disney MCU shill, it gets a bit unwatchable at times. Jeff Hill, yeah, he's cool, pretty balanced. Yeah, I like them. I like him. But as I say, when you follow people like that, it does become, oh my God, the MCU, oh my God, the MCU, oh my God, the MCU, and it gets a bit boring. I feel like Emily Blunt did in that interview, shut the fuck up about the MCU. It's like when Grace Randolph does a DC video, she starts getting wet between the legs about Kevin Feige, so it gets a bit frustrating. About 4 minutes, everyone. It's been another great live. And Bobcat has abandoned me again. Jeff Hill, true, but Campier is a fan of DC. He's an MOS shield too. Yes, that's true. He loves MOS. I think there's a lot of people who love MOS and don't like BBS, and I think that's a fair take. Definitely. Leroy Kong, great live. Thank you for your support, Leroy. So it's not I don't like Campier, but it's like when he went to see Endgame. It's like, oh, it was so amazing. People get carried away about modern day movies. Ronnie George, it's sad about Zach, but end of the day, it is what it is at the moment. Yeah, it's sad. He could have helped this situation more. Warner Brothers want to make money. They want to make top dollar, and they don't think they can make top dollar with him. They see him as a problem. He's a director who wants everything his own way. And when you're dealing with IPs and other people's money, you can't always get it your own way. And they're the simple facts, my friends. Leroy Kong, Campier is a hack. Okay, then. So you don't like him, then? I don't hate anyone. I certainly don't hate people I don't know. That's an irrational thing. I don't hate John Campier. I think he's an interesting YouTuber. He's done very well for himself. He's obviously failed in the industry. He did very well on Collider with a group of those people, a lot of them. So they've been around for years. And so, yeah, they're doing a good job. But I don't follow these people religiously, no. I would rather follow people like us, like, geeks and nerds. I think the best takes from the entertainment industry are from geeks and nerds. Jeff Hill, Leroy Kong is just a triggered little fanboy who hates everything and prays at his Snyder shrine every night. I have no comment or reaction to make about that post. But Leroy is a supporter of mine and a subscriber, so I respect him. And I respect his opinion, as I do everyone's. Leroy Kong, Jeff Hill is wrong about me. You all are. Right, everyone, it's been a great stream. We're going to start wrapping up now. I'll read a couple of comments if you post them. But this is the end of the road, and I can't go on. That's what the women say when I'm shagging them. I can't go on, Mick. You're just too much for me. I'm really that good. I'm not just broasting. It's true. Never introduce me to your girlfriends and wives. Not a good idea. Leroy Kong, calling me names don't scare me one bit. I don't think there's any need for name calling or insults or put downs. I think we can disagree with each other in a certain more intellectual way, if you think. Ronnie Dodge, I think Ray Fisher didn't help the situation for Zach. I don't hate anyone. Hate is very strong. Is very strong word. I use dislike. Yeah, Ray is obviously he's an alt leftist with propaganda and his own agenda, and that's obvious, isn't it? What was it funny? Did you see that tweet? When Scott Mendelson, that's right, Scott Mendelson said that Warner Brothers should pay Ray Fisher off so he could go his own way, and Ray Fisher said, "I'm not bought. No one. I won't be bought off by anyone." So I quote tweeted him and said, "Ray, if they want to pay me off, they can." And he's doing all this integrity thing, isn't he? But has he got the integrity that he claims he has? These people have got all the mouth, you know. Ronnie Dodge getting a bit hot under the collar here, Lowell. Again, 2 nights in a row. So, have a good evening, a good morning, a good afternoon. I will catch you tomorrow. My throat needs to heal. I'll be back tomorrow around what time? 11 p.m. Cyprus time, 9 p.m. UK time for the Big Mouth Daily Live. Hopefully, I've got some exciting updates and articles to read. Jeff Hill, what's your live schedule? Right, I don't know where you're from, Jeff, but here on Big Mouth, I say things in UK time, and then you can go to Google and you can translate them. Basically, I'm here every morning, 9 a.m. UK time, for the Big Mouth Daily Live, where I read out articles and updates from the entertainment industry, mostly DC news. And then I'm back from 6 p.m. UK time for just over an hour with Big Mouth Live. And that is my schedule, my friend. Ronnie Dodge, take care, mate. See you in the morning. See you in the morning, Ronnie. Thanks for your support. Leroy Kong, again, great live. Thank you for your support as always, Leroy. Take care. You take care as well, Leroy Kong. And thank you very much, everyone. And I will be back tomorrow. So whatever you do tonight, have a good night. Good night.